My first experience with the rich tapestry of cultures and immigrants in the United States unfolded in a high school in Kansas. Stepping into this new environment was like entering an intricate mosaic, each piece representing a different story, a different journey. I had a basic understanding of English. I could navigate grammar rules, and the American accent, while distinct, was not entirely foreign to me. Still, I found myself grappling with the nuances of speech. The vowels were different, and the way people spoke often felt like a rapid stream, with words flowing together in a rush that left me struggling to keep up. In those initial months, I was silent, an observer in a world that buzzed around me. I needed time to acclimate, to decipher the local accent, and adjust to the speed of conversation. It was a cacophony of voices, each with its own rhythm and melody, and I was an outsider trying to find my place within it. My peers often asked where I was from, their curiosity palpable. When I told them I was born in Russia, I could see the wheels turning in their minds, trying to piece together my identity. We had come to the United States as Hebrew refugees, a fact that often elicited confusion. For many Americans, the term Russian conjured images that didn't quite align with my reality. They would nod, but I could sense the disconnect. I was Russian-speaking, yes, but that was not the entirety of my identity. I often felt the need to clarify that Russian-speaking was not synonymous with being Russian, and that distinction seemed to elude many. Their understanding of Judaism, too, was often limited to a religion, a set of beliefs that did not account for the cultural and historical complexities that came with it. If Judaism is just a religion, then why are Jewish atheists persecuted? I would ponder silently, grappling with the weight of that question. The American perspective often seemed to simplify identities into neat boxes, but I was a blend of histories, cultures, and experiences that defied such categorization. I realized that many people here had a limited frame of reference for understanding what it meant to be Jewish in a post-Soviet context. In the U.S., I encountered a stubbornness in some individuals, a refusal to see beyond their preconceptions. There was a misconception that all Russians looked a certain way, and I found myself caught in the crosshairs of those stereotypes. Some people assumed that I could not possibly be Russian unless I conformed to a specific Slavic appearance. Yet, the diversity within my own community was a testament to the rich tapestry of Jewish identity. Some Jews had light complexions, others darker. Some spoke Yiddish, while others spoke Russian, Hebrew, or English. In the Soviet Union, religion was relegated to a secondary status, often suppressed in favor of state ideology. The state sought to erase the public expression of faith, and while you could technically go to a synagogue, many had been shuttered since the 1930s, only to be reopened in the late 1980s as a concession to a changing world. Even then, the specter of persecution loomed large. I carried the weight of that history with me, a reminder of the struggles faced by my ancestors and the resilience that had allowed them to endure. As I navigated the halls of my high school, I began to understand the complexities of belonging. I was not just a student. I was a living embodiment of a history that was often overlooked. My classmates were curious, and while their questions sometimes stemmed from ignorance, they also reflected a genuine desire to learn. I found myself becoming a bridge between cultures, sharing stories of my past while learning about theirs. Through conversations, I slowly began to weave my narrative into the fabric of my new environment. I spoke about the vibrant traditions of Jewish life, the festivals that marked the calendar, and the significance of community. I shared stories of my family, of how we had navigated the challenges of our past to find a new home. In turn, my peers opened up about their own experiences, their own heritages, and the diverse backgrounds that shaped their identities. The classroom became a microcosm of the world outside, a place where cultures collided and mingled. We were all learning to communicate, not just in language, but in understanding. I discovered that the more I shared, the more connections I forged. My accent, once a source of insecurity, became a point of pride. I embraced the fact that I could choose any accent or dialect, that my voice was uniquely mine, shaped by the journeys I had undertaken. As I grew more comfortable with the language, I found joy in the subtleties of American English. I learned to appreciate the humor, the idioms, and the quirks, even as I held on to my own linguistic roots. There was beauty in the blend, in the way my Russian heritage infused my American experience with depth and richness. In those hallways, I began to understand that the tapestry of cultures in the U.S. was not just a backdrop, but an active, living entity. Each thread represented a story, a struggle, and a triumph. I was part of that tapestry, and my experiences, my history, added to its vibrancy. As I embraced my identity, I found that I was not alone. I was surrounded by others who, like me, were navigating the complexities of belonging in a new land. In the end, my journey was not just about finding my place in a new country, but about recognizing the beauty of diversity and the strength that comes from our shared humanity. I learned that while accents may differ and backgrounds may vary, the desire for connection and understanding is universal. And in that understanding, we find the threads that bind us together, weaving a richer, more colorful tapestry of life.